the person is, whether they agree with me ideologically or in lifestyle. My mandate from Scripture is to love them.
You could condemn many of the things that I've done in my life and continue to do in all likelihood that are wrong. But that doesn't mean that you have the right to condemn me and not love me. You have to love me. It's what you're called to do.
I was completely surprised by two things. One, the power of an apology. And two, the willingness of people to engage. I think the apology created a foundation for a conversation.
Lastly, I guess, although the list could be numerous, I want to apologize for my own personal sins of partaking in gay jokes, laughing at them, telling them myself, for being allowing fear to drive me rather than faith, for being put off, being offended in ways that Jesus would not want me to be, in ways that are selfish and hurtful to others, selfish frankly hurtful to others, when Jesus is really clear about how he asks for me to love one another. And I apologize for not doing that, for not loving you the way that I should.
I accept your apology, and I want to say thank you for speaking up, because I'm tired of people not speaking up anymore.
We should all apologize for all the things that we've done and thought and said, and just move on from there.
It's very touching, the apology. I'm not sure that I'm worthy of receiving the apology. That's the hard thing.
Oh, that's very nice, and I forgive you, and thank you. And I wish that there were more people who would think it all like that.
Thank you so much for speaking this to me. I appreciate hearing these words. It does a lot to heal my heart. I was just thinking the same thing. How could Jesus' followers hate so much? And so it's lovely to hear this from you and know that you don't always hate us.
Turns out the tsunami never showed up. But I did peek a few times, though mostly I was looking for nuns in clown makeup. I wanted to tell them I was friends with Sister Mary Timothy. Now, I don't know what you think of Tim, but would it make a difference to you to hear the rest of his story? To learn that his mother died when he was 4, his dad and stepmother were habitual drug users, and the first time he had sex at age 16, he contracted HIV? Well, I'm hoping Tim lives happily ever after in the city by the bay. Compassion seems to come easier if people prove to us they deserve it. But why can't we be a little slower to condemn? Why can't we be a little quicker to understand?
When I was in high school, there was this boy named Roger, and he was outed. A gay kid, and his homosexual orientation became known. West Philadelphia High was a huge and tough inner-city school. You can imagine what we did to this kid some 50 years ago when ignorance prevailed on this issue. We humiliated this kid at every turn. On Fridays, after phys ed, when all the other kids would go into the shower, Roger wouldn't go in with us. He was afraid to. When he took his turn, we waited for him with our wet towels, and when he came out, we would whip them and sting his little body. I wasn't there the day that they took Roger and dragged him into that shower room and shoved him into the corner. And while he yelled and screamed for mercy, 5 guys urinated all over him. I wasn't there when that happened. He went home. He went to bed at about 10 o'clock. They say it was about 2 o'clock in the morning that Roger went down to the basement of his house and he hung himself. And I knew I wasn't a Christian, because if I was a Christian, I would have been Roger's friend. You don't have to legitimate somebody's lifestyle in order to love that person, to be brother or sister to that person, and to stand up for that person.
At last, we traveled to Virginia for our highly anticipated